the next is you have your gear, you have your cargo bike, you know where to park. Where do you go? Well, we can all bike to work. But sometimes that isn't the easiest place to ride. For me, it's really easy because I chose my house close to my job, but there might be other places that are closer to your house so you can start out riding to, maybe the library or the grocery store, post office, restaurant, movie theater. You might think of some other places. So, find it, start out and find some place that's fun to ride. And if a cargo bike, you can bring back food, you can bring back mail, you can bring back books from the library, all sorts of good stuff. And, there might be some place near your house that's very popular and it's hard to park there, but it might be really easy to explore on a bicycle. So that might be fun. So how do you actually get from A to B? Well, I spent the last 14, 15 years in Daytona Beach thinking a lot about this. And during the last year, or maybe the last 4 or 5 years, I've been thinking about how to communicate this to everyone else who might live in my neighborhood about how to get around. And so I began to learn how to use some software to begin to map out all the possibilities. So that I kind of been color coding my city and thinking about the blue routes that kind of go on residential streets. They may meander a little bit, but they have very low traffic. The places that might have that sort of in this dark orange, reddish thing that has like shoulders, maybe a busier road. This is US 1. Then there are these pink areas that are a world-class trail, the East Coast Greenway that goes through my city. So, and then there are other roads that really don't have shoulders or bike lanes on them. So I try to try to go places where it's the most comfortable. But there's still solutions for those trickier parts of town. And we'll have some information on Cycling Savvy coming up a little later. I've also put bike parking on here. So if you want to go to the taco shop or whatever, where it is, where that actually has bike parking. And probably when you're analyzing your own town, one thing I'd say is try to find the parallel routes. So this road here is the busy State Road 5A Nova Road that goes through Daytona Beach. Some of it has no bike lanes or shoulders, and other parts has some nice bike lanes. But in the older parts of town, there are streets that run parallel to that busy road that are much more pleasant to ride on. Even if they don't have shoulders and bike lanes, the traffic volume is really, really, really low. And so it's quite present. I can go 4 or 5 miles on this route and not even get passed once by a car. So if you go to the right time of day. I also been mapping out which roads have speed bumps. So these little hump things are speed bumps. And so those are the kind of roads that maybe motorists will want to avoid, and they're great to ride on. So sometimes the way the streets are laid out, it takes a little bit longer to get there because you have to wind around, but it can make for a much more comfortable ride. And so I developed a mobile app, and this is sort of the whole region of Daytona Beach that I've been able to map so far, and thinking about sidewalks, sidewalks where necessary to ride on, where the bicycle infrastructure is not very good, and just other quiet streets. And it's kind of biased from where I live, but I'm hoping to get more feedback and expand more areas in the future.